According to Malatsi, issues around policy alignment continue to deter the department's efforts to connect communities to the internet. Malatsi says a lack of accommodative policies has inhibited the collaboration of international players to accelerate access to the broadband. He says the department has instead turned their focus on developing a framework to identify and resolve connectivity challenges, because failure to get everyone connected will further broaden social inequalities.
It's very important to ensure that there's policy alignment so that we all move in tandem towards what we want to do, to remove some of these things are even artificial barriers that prevent connectivity to be accessible. I mean, one of the key examples, for instance, is making sure that we tackle policies that make it difficult for people to participate in the digital economy. For instance, smart devices carry something called the ad valorem tax, which is an additional tax to it because they are considered luxury good. But you and I and everybody else knows that unlike 30 years ago, now we can't live without our smart devices, because that's where you do work, that's where we do, even schoolwork. That's how businesses are actually even run.
The minister says they are working on an artificial intelligence language development tool that will be accessible in all the official languages in South Africa.
Given that our country and our continent, for instance, has diversity of cultures, diversity of languages, most AI instruments are in, the dominant languages, English, French, Spanish, and Portuguese, right? But if we truly want to get more people being active and contributing, and also getting the benefits of new technologies, it's important that in our language development and instrument, we embrace the different cultures and the different languages.
Meanwhile, the Director General of the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies says preparations for the build-up program to the G20 summit has proven to be a mammoth task.
In terms of then the logistics, we need to make sure safety and security is very key. And I'm happy that we've collaborated with the provincial police, who have actually been able to ensure the safety and security. As you can see, there's quite a lot of in terms of the visibility of them around. And we also then have made sure that every single delegate is vetted and registered. And that has also been the capacity from our state security.
A delegate from G20 member state Brazil said that South Africa is on track to provide universal digital connectivity, but it must get more investment in the field.
I don't think Africa is getting anything wrong, but there is more work to be done. It's a matter of quantity, not exactly of quality, from what we see in Brazil. We've had experience back in Brazil in providing connectivity, meaningful connectivity to everyone, and as Brazil, we are more than willing to help the South African presidency and also African countries in achieving that. I think it's a matter of investment is always necessary, of course, but it's also a matter of knowing where the demands are, what kind of demands for data, for communication, for wireless communication, or for satellite communication. This is something that has to be very clear for policymakers, and I think this is what the South African presidency of the G20 started to do very well.
Another delegate from India says given the comparison between Africa and India's population size, the continent of Africa is at a greater advantage to fully connect its population digitally.
It is very, very heartening to know that there is a digital transformation strategy recently launched by South Africa, under which digital public infrastructure roadmap has also been an integral part of it. And I think places like Limpopo, including this location, Polokwane, this has a lot of potential to have digital connectivity wherein businesses can flourish. So I think under the digital transformation strategy of South Africa, it is good to have connectivity and the digital public infrastructure like issues to be taken up under this strategy.
All G20 member states were represented at the working group meeting in Polokwane, which is a build-up to the G20 summit in November. Vatseba Mavoa, SABC News in Polokwane.